How are we all doing? It's Thursday. We all know what time it is on a Thursday. It's Europa League night. And I thought I would do something a little bit different today. And I normally do my preview show, my predicted lineup and everything else. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it live today. And I want to get your opinions on the starting 11. I want to interact with some of you in the comment section, get your thoughts as to what you feel the lineup will be. Now, of course, we are playing MOLDE. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And I also believe this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's old team from Norway. The way he's going at Manchester United right now, he could probably get a job there again, because the job at Manchester United is clearly too big for him. But let's not talk about them today. We dealt with them Sunday, and it's all about the proper European competition tonight, and that's the Europa League. We all know this is where it's at. But in all seriousness, we need to, get ourselves through this group stage. We need to navigate it the best we can. If we can finish it off with a couple of games to spare, and then we can pull it on the back burner until January, February, when I believe the group stages start again, then I think that will be exactly what we need. And it will give us an opportunity to play some of the youngsters and concentrate more on the Premier League. Because if there's one thing that we've seen already with the Premier League this season, it's that it's very, very open. I do still believe that Liverpool are going to win the Premier League. I do feel that they're still the strongest side there, the top of the league at the moment. But everybody else has been pretty inconsistent when you think about it. And there's a lot of sides that could go and take those 3 places that are left for a Champions League spot. You've got Chelsea, you've got Spurs, you've got Arsenal, Manchester City, Wolves, Leicester. So it's going to be very, very interesting as the season progresses. But like I said, I think that this year we've started to see that there's no real dead certs in terms of the games and the results. Last year, you kind of looked at certain games and, if you was doing accumulators, for example, you would turn around and go, well, that's a dead cert. I'm going to go with a home win or an away win. But now it's so close. You even look at Liverpool's game at the weekend against West Ham, one of the games they had, I can't remember this weekend or last, but they went 1-0 down in that game, and it took a very late goal for them to win. And it's up and down. So we've just got to go about our business. Let's deal with the Europa League. Yes, it's funny. It's Thursdays. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, we get it now. All right. Yeah. We know where we want to go. We know what we want to do. We know what the big picture is for us as a club in general. So all we can do is play what's in front of us, get the job done, and see where it takes us. So let's go and get into the starting 11. Now, first of all, we've got the goalkeeper situation. I want all of you now to leave your comments as to who you think should be in goal. I think we will narrow this down very simply to Bernd Leno and the new goalkeeper, Runarsson. I think it's very evident after last week's game against Dundalk who will actually play in this game. But it's interesting for some of you to get your opinions. I've seen a couple of people already commenting saying Matt Macy. I don't think that's going to happen. I think our backup goalkeeper is Alex Runarsson. And I honestly cannot see that changing. I've seen a few people saying Martinez. Ironically, who have we got at the weekend? Yeah, battle of the goalkeepers. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. But yeah, I think it's very, very obvious what we're going to do for this game and who's going to go in goal. And that will be Alex Runarsson. Now, of course, he wears the number 13 shirt. So we will stick him there in goal. Now, next position, we're going to go with the left back. And one thing I forgot to say as well, actually, We're going to go with a 4-3-3 formation. Being at home, given the fact of who we're playing, with all due respect to them, I don't think we need to be going with 3 at the back and, you know, setting up in that reserved way. I think we need to attack and we need to be open and we need to be on the front foot. So 4-3-3 formation. We're going to go with the left back position. And I suppose the 2 players really that you would look at would be Kolasinac and Kieran Tierney. Now, me personally, I don't want Kolasinac playing. Everyone knows my thoughts, but we also wouldn't have Tierney there. I think that he's going to be rested for the Premier League game. I've seen a couple of people commenting already saying Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I don't think Ainsley plays left back in a flat 4. I think he will play on the left-hand side if we play wing backs in the left wing back position, but not in a flat 4. So it will stay with just Kolasinac or Kieran Tierney. Also, we've got a super chat here from Lloyd Pope, I believe that's pronounced, and he says, what's the news on Gabriel Martinelli? I've missed seeing him play. Do you have any news? As I'm terrible keeping up. I think we've all missed Gabriel Martinelli, and from what we're hearing from the press conferences is that he is now starting to integrate back into full training, and by next month he should be available for selection. So that's where we are now. Back to the left back position. I think it's very obvious that we're going to go with Kolasinac for this one. So we're going to put Kolasinac in there, and of course he wears the number 31 shirt. Next up, we're going to go with the right back position, and I suppose you've kind of got 3 choices with this one. You do have Ainsley Maitland-Niles, you have Hector Bellerin, and then of course you have Cedric. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Who would you like to go in the right back position? Given the team selection last time out, it's interesting. I honestly don't think that Ainsley Maitland-Niles will play this game, not in a flat 4 in a right back position. I actually think that he will go with Cedric. Hector, will definitely not be playing, in my opinion. He's really stepped up of late. Fair play to Hector because he's doing really, really well. And yeah, for this one, I actually think that Cedric will go in there. I can't see anything else other than that, to be quite honest with you. And of course, he does wear the number 17 shirt. Now we're going to go with the 2 that sit in the back 4. First of all, the left-hand side of centre-back. And one thing that we do know with Mikel Arteta is that he does like balance. He likes a left-footed centre-back and a right-footed centre-back. But this is where we've got a problem. We've got a lot of injuries at the moment. Socrates and William Saliba are not eligible to play. They're not in the Europa League squad. We've already spoke about that, especially the William Saliba situation. If you haven't seen my daily show this morning, go check that out because we talk about that as well. Pablo Mari, I think a lot of you may well have forgotten about him. I know I have. He's a left-footed centre-back, but he's not back from injury at the moment, as far as I'm aware. So I do think that for this game, we will need to play 2 predominantly right-footed centre-backs. And we're just going to have to needs must and get on with it. I see someone say Van Dijk. Well, he wouldn't be much use at the moment either because he's out for a very long time. And I wish him well with his recovery. Robbie at centre-back. I'm not sure how that one would work out, to be honest with you. I don't think we're going to be playing Gabriel. Too important. I don't think we're going to be playing Rob Holding either. Came back very surprisingly against Manchester United and wasn't meant to be back for a couple more weeks. So I think that he'll take this moment to have that nice little bit of rest and, you know, get himself ready for the game at the weekend. But in the left centre-back position, I'm going to go with David Luiz. That's what I feel we will put in there. He does wear the number 23 shirt. If you look at him when he plays, he does drift out onto that left-hand side a lot. And he is back from injury, and that's why he will start the game for me. He gives that experience. I also think it's a bit of a myth that he cannot play in a flat four. He played in a flat four at PSG with Silva, and he was excellent. He's not as great as what he might be in a free, but to suggest that he cannot play in a flat four completely is not correct. But yeah, that's what I will go with. Now, the next position, I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. As I was already saying, with the injuries and everything else that we've got at the moment, I don't think we've got any other choice than putting Mustafi in there. Of course, wears the number 20 shirt. And I think that so far, that's a very decent and experienced backline. We've got Cedric at right back, Mustafi right centre back, David Luiz left centre back, and Kolasinac at left back. And I think that that's, like I said, very experienced. And given the fact that we have got a young goalkeeper and only going to be what I feel will be, starting his second game for the club in Alex Runarsson, that could be very ideal and just what we need. So, yeah, that's what I would go with. I'm happy with that. Do let me know in the comment section if you are happy with that back four. We're now going to move into the midfield. And, of course, it is a free for any of you that are just joining us. Do get involved in the comment section. And we're going to go with the left of that free first of all. Very, very interesting what we're going to go with. For me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, oh, feedback. I'm thinking to myself that Thomas Partey is not going to play. Let's get that one right first and foremost. Thomas Partey is definitely not going to play. He needs to be resting up and getting himself ready for the weekend. Also, Mohamed El Neni. No, I don't think he will play either. I think he's come into contention for being more towards the starting 11 at the moment, given his performance at Manchester United. And I never thought I would ever see the day that I'm saying that about Mohamed El Neni. My word, unbelievable when you think about it. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, Danny Ceballos has to come into the side. 100% he has to come in there. I'm seeing a lot of calls for Emil Smith-Rowe. I'd be very tempted to play him because I really rate him, but he hasn't played football for a very long time. So I don't think he will start. I believe he's in contention to be in the squad, but I don't think he will start. And given what I feel will be the free, you'll see why. But the first one that I'm going to go with is Danny Ceballos. Of course, didn't play at Old Trafford on Sunday. So it's pretty straightforward. It's a very, very easy decision for me to put Danny Ceballos there. When you see the other two players that I put, you will realize why I played him on the left of that. But I think that, that's a very good start. Now, centrally, in the middle of the free, I think this one, again, is also pretty self-explanatory. The fact that we're not going to go with Mohamed El Neni or Thomas Partey starting this game, that leaves one option. And I think we all know who that is. And that's Granit Xhaka. Didn't play at Old Trafford on Sunday. So again, like Danny Ceballos, I think it's a pretty straightforward decision. I think it's very easy. And again, with Ceballos and Granit Xhaka, you have a lot of experience. You have players that can do the job very well. So yeah, I've got no problem with that, to be honest with you. I really haven't. And this is where we might have a few decisions to make, shall we say, on the right of the free. Now, already I'm seeing a few people say Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Not for me. I'll be honest with you, not for me. I feel last time out against Dundalk, Maitland-Niles had a poor game. He only got a little appearance against Manchester United just towards the end. So you can't really take that, you know, anything more than that. I honestly don't think he will. Super chat as well from Alexander. And he says, big up yourself, DT. I would like to see Balogun start. What do you think? Well, we will get to the attacking three in a moment. Thank you for your super chat. And yeah, we will get onto the attacking three in a moment. I'll give you my thoughts there. But for this final position, for me, I think that there's only one place and one player that can go there. And that's Joe Willock. Of course, where's the number 28? I felt last time out against Dundalk, he was absolutely exceptional. I think he was up there with Reece Nelson as man of the match. I felt he was pretty unlucky not to get in the squad for the game against Manchester United. But these are the games where he can now really start to play and really start to show Mikel Arteta what he can do if he can perform again tonight, like he did last week. That will say, okay, there's a bit of consistency there. It wasn't just a one-off last week. Let's see how he progresses. And then he might get into the squad when we play, you know, Villa or whoever might be coming up into the Premier League. And we can go from there. But I feel that that three is very, very good. I think that's very strong, to be honest with you. Danny Ceballos, Granit Xhaka, and Joe Willock. Let me know in the comment section right now what you think of that three. Now we have a super chat from Mihir. I think that's how your name's pronounced. Excuse me if I am wrong. Anyone's watched my daily shows and seen me trying to read out the names on the Europa League team sheets, then you'll know I'm not very good at pronouncing names I don't recognize. Apologies. Thoughts on a potential new contract for El Neni? I think, look, Mikel Arteta made it very clear. Let's relax, all right? Let's calm down. He had a really good game against Manchester United, but that don't mean we need to start offering 100 grand a week contracts and 5-year deals or whatever. It's about consistency. For as good as Mohamed El Neni did, if he can perform like that for a long duration, if for every 5 games Mohamed El Neni was performing like that 4 out of 5, by all means, in 3, 4, 5 months' time, we can start having that discussion. But you can't be sitting there saying it after 1 game. That's the big problem we've had before, that we throw contracts at players and we end up can't getting rid of them. So that answers your question. Now, we're going to go with the attacking three. And, of course, this is going to cause some debates, although I don't think it should, to be honest with you. I think, first of all, we're going to go on the left of the three. Yeah, it's what way round you want to play them. Let me know in the comment section, first of all, who you would have on the left of the three. What would you go with? Who would you have there? And then I'll give you my thoughts and opinion on that as well. My chat is going absolutely bonkers. So I need to actually work out how to slow that down so I can actually start to read some of your messages, because it's crazy. And unless there's super chats, I don't really get to see many of them. I did see this one, Mr. Leslie Chow. Someone's been watching Hangover too much. And he says, Henry. Yeah, I wish we could call upon Thierry Henry. Seeing some shouts here for Saka. No, I don't think he will play. I think he's more in contention for the first 11 in the Premier League at the moment. So no, not Saka for that reason. Shout out to Joey AFC, and he says, big up DT, love watching your morning videos, bro, 100%. Shout out to you, Joey. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for watching the shows. For all of you that don't actually see them, Monday to Friday, daily shows where I talk a bit about Arsenal and what's going on in the world of football at the moment. Super chat here from Lloyd Pope again. And he says, the players that have signed and re-signed to Arsenal, which ones have stood out the most to you and why? Feel free to answer it after your starting 11. It's pronounced Poppy, by the way. Gabrielle for me. Thank you with the help with the pronunciation. Players that were signed and re-signed to Arsenal. Oh. I don't even know, you know. That's a mad question, you know. That's actually a very different question in comparison to some of the ones that you normally get. Shout out to Drip God Zorro as well for the donation. Yeah, no, that's a difficult one. Very, very difficult one. But yeah, Gabriel, man, what a signing he's been, man. Seriously, what a signing. Absolutely superb what he's done since he's came into the side. But briefly, getting back to the 11. On the left-hand side of that three, number 24, Reiss Nelson. I think most of you can guess why he's on the left and not the right. He was exceptional last week. That is what I want to see more of from Reiss Nelson. If he does that on a consistent basis when he gets given the opportunities, then believe me, you will start to see Reiss Nelson be included in the Premier League squad and start to, you know, make inroads into the side, because that was so good. But when you pull it into perspective, it was Dundalk. And there's the issue. You can do it against Dundalk. Can you go and do it against the Manchester United? Can you go and do it against the Liverpool or Manchester City and teams like that? That's where you really will see what someone's like as a player. But at the moment, Reiss has got to just plug away, do what he's doing. I think that the Carabao Cup game against Manchester City could be a big one for Reiss Nelson, because that will be an opportunity where I feel that he will play and he can say to Mikel, well, look, I can do it on the big stage. I can do it against the big team. And we already know that Manchester City squad's ridiculous. So their starting 11, although it probably won't be their Premier League starting 11, will be ridiculous when we play them in the Carabao Cup. So Reiss Nelson for me all day long. Now, on the right of that three, I want you to let me know in the comment section, of course, who you think will go there. But I think it's very, very obvious who is going to go there. Super chat from Madhav Ramesh. Again, I'm going to apologize if I got that wrong. Do you think it's too early to talk about El Neni's contract? He needs to have a consistent season for us to even contemplate it. What are your thoughts? Well, you may have only just joined us. I was talking about that 5 minutes or so ago, about the Mohamed El Neni situation. And yeah, it is way too early. Way too early to be talking about new contracts and everything. If he's playing 5 games, he's got to be consistent in 4 out of the 5, at least. And then you can start moving further forward from there. So hopefully that answers your question again. But yeah, on this right-hand side, I think it's very obvious. Number 19, Nicola Pepe. Didn't play against Manchester United, so I don't think there will be any doubt in any way, shape or form that he will play in this game. And he needs to play like he did last week in the Europa. Keep putting in those kind of performances. He got his goal. There's an assist in there. He's worked really hard. He's doing all the things that we want to see. But he now needs to start turning that into something more consistent. He needs to do it on a regular basis. And if he can do that, then believe me, Nicola Pepe is an unreal footballer. But it's consistency, and we paid £72 million, and it needs to happen now, because we ain't got time to wait. Not when you spend that kind of money. Absolutely no chance whatsoever. Now, the main striker in the middle. I think there will be a bit of a debate here. Now, let's first and foremost make this clear. No Lacazette, no Aubameyang. I don't think either of those two will be playing in this game. So that narrows it down pretty straight away. Most people will probably look and go Eddie Nketiah. Obviously, I want you to let me know in the comment section. Let's have a look. Whilst I'm having a look, super chat from Connor O'Neill. What players should come in and leave in January? My God, that will take too long for me to even talk about. But I do still briefly believe that we should go for Hossein Mawar in January. So that briefly answers the question. But I will do something more detailed as to, you know, when we talk about January and everything else. But let's go and have a look at some of the comments. Lacazette, Nketiah, Balogun, Bentner, Nicholas Bentner. My words, there's a blast from the past. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's kind of mixed, to be honest with you. Oh, Yaya Sanogo's in there as well. There's another one. But for me, what I would like to see tonight, centrally, in the middle, is number 38, Balogun. I rate this lad so highly. I've seen a lot of his performances in the under-23s and before that with the under-18s as a 17-year-old, and he was mad, the goals he scores. And he got his debut last week coming on. And the reason why I would start him tonight is that I feel that Eddie has had plenty of opportunities to impress now. Eddie has played so many games, so many minutes. He started Premier League games. He's come off the bench, came off the bench against Manchester United as well. He's clearly ahead in his development of, you know, where Balogun is. But I just feel now we know what Eddie's got. He's had his opportunities. It's not set the world alight, shall we say. And for me, I would just like to see Balogun. I really would. In this game, I would like to see Balogun. I just genuinely believe that he is an unbelievable player, an exceptional finisher when he gets in and around the box. He is so good. His movement is superb. Even when he come off the bench against Dundalk, his movement was brilliant. And I just feel that giving someone 20 minutes or so is really difficult to get into the game and the pace of it. And, you know, like the Dundalk one, because the game was already won, the intensity was so low at that point. It dropped right down where it was just like game done, finish, go home. So for Balogun, it wasn't a great opportunity for him to come on and play because there was no real intensity to the game because the game was done. But obviously, when you start a game from minute one, there will be that intensity. So that's why I would like Balogun to start, to be honest. Ben Williams, Gabriel or Martinelli, which is your best signing? Is that Gabriel or Gabriel Martinelli? See what I did there? But Martinelli, man, he's been phenomenal. We missed him so much since he's been out of the side. And Gabriel is exactly what we need. I rate both of them. I'm not going to split that. I think both of them. And both of them are relatively cheap when you think about it. Another super chat from Madhav. And he says, you got my name right. Can't believe it. I probably got it wrong that time. What are your thoughts on Arteta's comments on Saliba? If you go to my daily show from this morning, I actually talk about that in there, and I give my thoughts and opinion on that. So look, there we go. That is my predicted lineup for tonight. That is what I am going with. We have a 4-3-3 formation. We have Alex Runarsson in goal, Cedric at right back, Mustafi and David Luiz in at centre back. And left back, we have Kolasinac. Now, in the three, we have Danny Ceballos, Granit Xhaka, and Joe Willock. And in the attacking three, we have Reece Nelson, we have Nicola Pepe, and we have Balogun. I think that's a very, very good lineup, to be fair. Let me know before we finish this stream what you think of that lineup. Let me know. Would you go with that? Are you happy with that? Would you change the formation? Maybe a 4-2-3-1. Remember that this can actually revert into a 4-2-3-1 in and out of transition. So do bear that in mind as well. I think that when we put formations up now in modern football, they do not stay rigidly as that formation. This won't be a 4-3-3 defensively, and when we're in attack, they always change. So it's going to be a very interesting one. Emil Smith-Rowe, I'm seeing his name being mentioned, but I've already explained that one. I just don't think that he will start the game. I don't think that he's quite ready for that. He's been out for a long time, hasn't played a lot of minutes. So, yeah, I play Ozil. Nice one, Jake. Yeah, don't get me started on that debate. He's not in the Europa League squad, so that debate is done. I don't even need to get into that argument here. But yeah, look, I think that's a strong enough lineup. Lastly, I want to get your score predictions for tonight. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win to Arsenal. Yeah, can't remember last time we scored 4 goals. But yeah, I'm going to go with a 4-0 win. Let me know quickly in the comment section what you think. Nicholas, 10-0. No, it's not going to be 10-0, mate. I can tell you that one. What have we got here? There's a lot of 3-0s. Mr. Leslie Chow gone for 2-0 to Molde. Yeah, funny. Chris 007 has gone for 2-0. Melindu has gone not more than 2. Einar are saying that I'm clearly underestimating Molde. I'm not underestimating them. Believe me, I'm not. But I just feel that we should be winning these games by a decent margin. Shogat, I believe that's pronounced, has gone for 5-0. Abrima has gone for 3-0. Sushant, I believe that has gone for 6. Few people saying that they will score. The Disturbed Gamer 13-0. Like Ajax. I don't think that one's going to happen. Runarsson hat-trick. Yeah, hat-trick of goal kicks. How mad would that be? But listen, let me get a couple of super chats that have just quickly came in. Mate, why did I have to see this one? From Christberg. He says, what's your honest opinion on Mark Goldbridge? Love your videos. He's a nice guy. He's very angry lately. No. Shit. Arsenal causing him a meltdown. But no, he's cool. He's all right, man. He's cool. Next one. Lloyd Poppy again. Thank you for your contributions today. Imagine Balogun getting a hat trick. Yeah, could you imagine that? My word, that would be something, wouldn't it? How can I get a behave snapback? Well, obviously, because of COVID, we stopped doing what we were doing. But we're looking to get them out. We're going to be having some DTFC stuff very, very soon as well. You can see, look, lovely. And I have to get them old DTFC mugs and all that. Know what I mean? Yeah, might have to get the AFTVFC boys some. But I think we might have mugged them off enough already. Lovely. Another super chat here from Madhav. I really feel our next big 6 games will prove how far we have come. Need to show that United was not a one-off game. 110% agree with you there, mate. We most definitely need to show that that was not a one-off game. If we don't get a result against Villa at the weekend, then that Manchester United result was pointless. And I don't want that. We need to go and be ruthless. Forget all this Emi Martinez coming back home and, oh, sentimental and everything. He plays for Aston Villa. He's going in goal for Aston Villa. He's going to do everything he can to make sure that Arsenal lose the game. Get that in your head. Yeah, talk about Emi Martinez after the game. Think about Emi Martinez after the game. And then we can worry about all that stuff after. But for the game, worry about Arsenal. And we need to go and get the victory. And I cannot say any more than that. So this is something that we're going to look to do on a regular basis. As much as I can with the, the team lineup and the preview and everything else. I'm going to start doing them live. Get yourselves involved, get you interacting with myself, get you helping predict and, pick the lineup. And, yeah, we can have some fun doing it. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been really good. It's really challenging being live and learning to control my mouth and not say the wrong thing. And try and not use any swear words as much as I can, but it's all good. Shout out to Curtis as well. I see you in the chat. I see you laughing as well. Yeah, you must have seen that comment about AFTVFC, innit? Hey, mate, do you want one? I'll drop one round to your house. Yeah? But listen, it's been fun. So many of you have been watching. So many of you interacting. Shout out to everybody that's put in a super chat. Mark T as well has put one in. Saying that, did you know that Aubameyang and Lacazette are no longer friends with Guendouzi on Instagram? Interesting. I never actually knew that. I'll have to go and check that out. But yeah, interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, I'll have to go and have a little look. But yeah, listen, shout out to all of you that have tuned in. Super chats, normal chats, everything. It's completely appreciated. Over 250,000 subscribers now, and we're going to go and take things up a level even more. So yeah, listen, I'll be on AFTV's watch along tonight. We are doing one very socially distanced. I'll let them explain exactly how it is, but there's not going to be a whole host of us in the studio no more or anything like that. And of course, it's going to be our first one without Troops because he is now on his way to New York. And I wish him all the best with his adventures out there. And I'll be keeping an eye and making sure that he tries to behave himself as best he can, but I doubt it. Yeah, listen, if you're new around here for the first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. Tomorrow, keep an eye out for the morning show, which is the DT's Daily. And then I'll tell you what we'll do tomorrow is in the afternoon, around the same time, around midday UK time, we will do a player ratings video live for tonight's game. So make sure you get yourself involved for that. And yeah, thank you to every single one of you that's joined in, left your comments. Hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to be doing more of this. And hopefully we can go and get the win tonight, make it 3 out of 3 in the Europa League. Let's try and get that done early doors. And let's keep that winning run going until I see you lot tomorrow morning. I'm out of it.